Somewhere in the South Pacific, a powerful task force of United States Marines begins offensive action to retake the strategic Solomon Islands. Dramatic prelude to one of the most significant battles yet fought in the Japanese theater of war. Troop ships and their escorts plowing through heavy seas to reach the objective on schedule. Rendezvous. Long-range bombers join carrier-based planes as Marines and equipment go over the side in invasion boats for the first attack. Until the exact second set for departure, landing boats circle the rendezvous as ship batteries lay down a withering barrage of flaming steel. The blinker signals "Stand by." Shore installations are aflame from the incessant pounding of the big guns. Coming ashore in waves, they swarm across the beaches and immediately begin to dig in. They find Japanese signs, a hastily abandoned Japanese camp, food still upon the mess tables. The enemy took to the hills in a hurry. An amphibian patrol bomber is first to land upon the enemy airfield as the United States flag is hoisted above the first territory to be retaken from the Japanese. United States warships engaged the Japanese fleet off the Solomon Islands. The Japanese came from the north. Their main objective, to retake Guadalcanal Island and its strategically important airfield. Long-range United States bombers and carrier-borne fighters race in to refuel, reload, and return to the fight. From Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, United States Admiral Nimitz directs the grand strategy of attack. To Vice Admiral Halsey, aboard the flagship, came word of a huge Jap troop convoy. American warships steamed into action. For 3 days and 3 nights, Halsey pounded the invading fleet with every gun firing. What was left of the Jap fleet staggered north, leaving more than 23 of their vessels at the bottom of the sea. Among them, a battleship, 5 cruisers, and more than 30,000 men. Along the sea lanes from Australia, United Nations convoys pour a steady stream of fresh troops and equipment. Men to man newly won bases as the first step in a general offensive. In personal command on the land front, General MacArthur orders crack divisions of United States mechanized forces into action. Shock troops, flown in by bombers, land on a natural strip discovered in the jungle. Their job, to flank the Japs retreating toward Buna, main enemy stronghold in New Guinea. Relentlessly, Australians press forward from the east, Americans from the west, swiftly and surely closing the prongs of their pincers upon the fleeing Japs. A convoy bringing supplies and ammunition moves up over a crude trail hacked from the steaming jungle by United Nations engineers. American artillery making the wilderness a hell for the invader. Doggedly, efficiently, United States infantrymen track down the Japs. Flamethrowers test their weapons, smoking out the enemy wherever he may be lurking. Through swamps and streams they advance. After months of bitter training, planning, and preparing, American soldiers are on the offensive. Guadalcanal Airport, the tiny patch of land for which Japan has sacrificed a fleet of warships and thousands of fighting men, still bristles with United States bombers. For the forces that control Guadalcanal command the approaches to Australia, hold mastery of the skies over the vitally important Solomon Islands. Today, these land-based bombers are leading the way as the combined United States land, sea, and air offensive begins the task of sweeping the Japs from the South Pacific. No armchair commander, Admiral Nimitz comes all the way from Hawaii to decorate Major General Vandergriff, whose fighting Marines captured the airfield from the Japs and held it against all odds. Highest honors are awarded officers and men alike. Majors, captains, privates, they've proven themselves in the test by fire. One youngster has 10 Jap bombers and 19 fighter planes to his credit, one of the outstanding records of the war. These are the men who bore the brunt of the battle. Now, with reinforcements newly arrived, they're ready to push on. Marching single file, long columns of fighting men stream across the island in pursuit of the enemy. Once the little men of Nippon were in complete control here. Now they're on the run. Plunging into malaria-infested jungles, the Marines steadily, doggedly enlarge their hold on the island. At an advanced base, they enjoy their first rest in weeks. They have the advantage of an uninterrupted supply line, and they get nothing but the best. Marines take no chances on being surprised by roving Jap patrols. Any line may be the front line on Guadalcanal, and they dig in as they advance. Machine guns always on the ready. Artillerymen back up the infantry, blasting the Japs from the island. Henderson Airfield on Guadalcanal is the most hotly contested strip of land in the South Pacific. New runways, built by American soldiers with captured Japanese equipment, are inspected by the Marine commanders. Air Cobras, fighter planes are constantly on patrol. For 5 months, the Japs have tried to win back this vital outpost. But their transports, bombed and beached, lie wrecked on the sands of the Solomon Islands. General Vandergrift and General Bogle push forward into the jungle, directing the campaign that has killed nearly 7,000 Japs on Guadalcanal alone. The Japs call Guadalcanal Death Island. Supporting the infantry, the Marines' big amphibious tanks bring up supplies over any road, or through no roads at all. Offshore, an American freighter battles an oil fire just as she was preparing to land her cargo. Calmly, the Marines fight the flames. All supplies are saved, and the ship will sail again.
Economic Administration and the Army Service Forces now operate special produce farms to provide fresh vegetables and fruit for American troops on Guadalcanal and nearby islands. Watermelons, a real delicacy, are among the variety of good things which are grown and transported to men in the jungle interior of the Solomons. Produce is packed in strong cases, cushioned to take up the shock of parachute landings. An Army transport plane carries them to distant areas. The plane by parachute. Men of the air delivery section drop the containers to isolated batteries on guard far from the coast. This outpost patrol on the fighting line, watermelon is a welcome gift from the skies. In the first of many Pacific Island groups from which the enemy has now been driven, a brief, happy respite from battle.